Okay, so the Eyrie. I think Littlefinger, for one, does not tell his plans just straight up to people. That just doesn't happen. So I think the whole thing he told to Sansa is just kind of like maybe a half truth. He's like, yeah, we're gonna try to marry you to someone. But Harry the Heir, I just don't see what Littlefinger gains from having Robert die. It doesn't make any sense because that's how Littlefinger is holding power at the moment. Now I know he's doing some background stuff to gain him support and stuff, but then if he just hands all the power over to Harry the Heir and Sansa, he's going to lose all of his power. And that's not something Littlefinger does. Now, maybe he could be gambling, putting all of his power into Sansa because she has the name, but that also goes against Littlefinger. We know has this kind of weird, he wants a relationship with Sansa type thing, which I think could be his kryptonite. So I don't think it makes any sense for that to happen. So I could see Littlefinger then maybe killing Harry the Heir, and then just as likely him trying to marry Sansa to some degree. But either way, I think what ends up happening by the end of this book, like I've talked about it when we began this, I think the villains of the story just, they have to die. I think Littlefinger is one of those. We can't have a character like Littlefinger in the end game of the story, in my opinion. Could be wrong, but that's just my thoughts on it. And I think Sansa kind of finally sees through all his bullshit, and it's one of those things where the apprentice becomes the master, and he does. And then Sansa now could be in control of the Vale. She has a claim to the Riverlands. She has a claim to the North. So if we could see all of that kind of pulled together. I don't think Sansa's going to be necessarily the Queen of the North, especially if Rickon lives throughout the story. I don't know if that happens, but I could see her being in charge of like the Vale or something like that.
So I think a lot of what you said is right. Like that is also what I think is going to happen. It's the typical
Okay.
from pawn to player arc where Sansa is gonna get rid of Littlefinger eventually. I don't think, or I'm not sure if it's gonna finish in the Winds of Winter or if it's gonna drag out till we see A Dream of Spring. Depends on how big that book is, really, and how many
Yeah.
chapters we get. But I don't think Sweet Robin is going to die for the simple fact that he is talking. He's openly talking about them wanting to kill him.
Yeah, it doesn't make any sense. And it's like, that's not what Littlefinger ever does.
Yeah. So I think Harry is
He,
gonna be the one that's gonna bite dust.
yeah. That kind of, now that we're talking about like Littlefinger's character, it made me like kind of think about something. So when we look at like Varys and young Griff, why does Varys, like in the epilogue, say if he presumes there's nobody else around and he's talking to basically somebody that's going to die, why does he then like say, well, young Griff is actually a Targaryen? I found it interesting. Maybe is it like, does he presume that there could be someone listening? But then if he does presume that somebody could be listening, like it kind of foils his whole plan here of setting Cersei against the Tyrells even more and Tyrion.
Good
So that's
point.
something I've thought about, and like that's why I think young Griff's such a fascinating character. I've done a video on like if he is a Targaryen or a Blackfire and done like the pros for each side. The more I like look at that, I think it's like more 50-50,
Hmm.
but I don't know.
I think he's a Blackfire. I think George
I would
just
like it if he was a Blackfire.
like Varys saying he's a Targaryen is just George not revealing anything else to the audience or to the reader. I think it's too early. It's gonna be revealed or it's not gonna be revealed. We're gonna see.
Yeah.
But to stay with Sansa for a minute, I think that Sansa
Yeah.
is gonna be queen in the end.
Okay.
I think her being queen in the North is gonna happen. You know, obviously Game of Thrones had her do the whole Jane Poole story arc, which is just I couldn't believe it when it was happening when they actually went ahead with that when they were doing that. But then we talk about the
Yeah.
show, and honestly, it's been a couple of years now. Let's say
Yeah. So my only thing with Sansa, and this is the one thing that I've always like been shied away from going with her being in charge of the North, is that she is like the most anti-North of all of like the Starks. So I've always been like, how would the like Lords of the North like accept that rulership? Would it be like Sansa just proves it to them? type of deal, where like she just proves how she can be a great leader and show her worth type situation, or how would that go? That'd be kind of a Dream of Spring question, I think, but it'd be interesting how way that progresses.
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting. I'm dying to see it. Sansa is one of my favorite POVs. Oh, Ice and Fire. Not necessarily because of what is happening, but the potential. Just so
Yeah.
insane. It's just it's barely starting now. It's barely starting now. So
Yep.
I think it's gonna be a while until she gets rid of Littlefinger, but when she does, it's gonna be so rewarding.
Yep.
Unlike again Game of Thrones, where just Deus Ex Machina type thing.
Yeah, I cannot believe that they had like the whole reasoning for why they killed Littlefinger be off screen just for shock value.
Yeah, no.
Like,
and also
doesn't make any sense.
What sort of trial was that?
It
what sort of trial?
Makes no sense.
You are charged with I deny. Okay, slit his throat.
Yeah, like
I deny all of it. Okay, bam. But again,
let's not get into it. We're gonna
go
down
no Game of Thrones.
Hole.
No Game of Thrones today.
No, none. Okay, have we talked about? So, what are your thoughts on actually Euron? Do you think he's going to live like through this next book?
Yeah, 100%. I think he's going to be around right until the end.
Interesting. See, I don't know. Maybe this is because I'm not really that big of a Euron fan. Like, I like his character, but I'm just like, I don't know where to put Euron as a character. Like, what his purpose is, because I think he could be involved with the Horn of Winter, which maybe is with Samwell and Oldtown. But after that point, I've struggled to like figure out where Euron's place in the story is. I don't know if it's being the antagonist for our characters like Asha and Theon, just being a thorn in the side for characters like Dany. I don't know. He's a very much a wild card for me, where he kind of feels like a Littlefinger of more of like the earlier books for me, where I just don't know. I don't know what he's gonna do. He's a very mysterious character for me.
I think he is going to be one of the ultimate big baddies. Like I think he has telepathic powers, and I think he will use them. To what degree, I don't know. I don't know if it's gonna be an all-out war when it comes to the whole entirety of Westeros, but I think he's gonna create chaos. I think he is gonna be, something like the Night King was in Game of Thrones. I don't see a Night King happening in the books, but I think he is gonna be a similar type of villain.
Okay, I could see that. Yeah, I could see that. So then, do you think with Oldtown, do you think he's going to basically sack it, like he is going to win there, or do you think it's going to be like a partial victory type thing?
I think he's just gonna.
He's gonna level it.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's unfortunate. We don't see Oldtown at all.
And I expect the High Towers to come into play then.
Yeah.
Finally.
I hope we see more of the High Towers. Yeah. They're such a powerful house that like they're just not really shown in the books at all.
Yeah,
now, or at least the main story.
So weird. And now in House of the Dragon, it's all over the place. A weird contrast.
Well, it's a weird thing because it's like Fire and Blood. It's like the complete opposite. Like the first half of that, or not even the first half, like majority of that book, it's kind of like them being in a very powerful position, even in like Magors and stuff like that. And then you just see it in the main story, and it's like they're hardly even mentioned. Yeah. Like there's very few even mentions of the High Towers. What else have we not covered in here? Samwell. What are your thoughts on Samwell?
Oh, he's safe.
Yeah, I think he's safe too. But
he's safe. But I'm hyped for Samwell. I'm really hyped for Oldtown.
Hopefully he finds some juicy information.
Yeah, and just the people he's meeting, like
that too.
It's just wow. And I was really, really, and again to Game of Thrones, but I was really hyped for Oldtown in Game of Thrones, and I never really got anything out of it. So can't wait to see.
Yeah. Well, hey, wait. Well, hold on. You got to see Sam, like he was shoveling out the shit.
Don't even.
Samwell was having a great time.
Oh yeah.
We missed out on Marwyn and stuff, so we could see him shoveling shit.
Yeah. Oh my god. Oh my god. Yeah. I believe that was one of the first scenes we got at Oldtown in season 7, even. Wasn't it? Yeah.
I think so.
One of the first scenes. I was like, oh my god, it really.
This is really what we're doing.
Then yeah, and then it just Gilly reading something about wedding being annulled, and I was like, oh my god, this is just a stupid
wow.
fucking.
You know what though? To be fair, okay, so I had my friends watch that part, and they just completely just missed over it. I'm like, guys,
Really?
Yeah. Well, okay. So we're sitting here, and I'm like, we're getting all this stuff. And I'm like, you guys need to pay attention. This is very important. And they just didn't understand what it meant. And I'm like, come on, man. This is like our main we don't get much foreshadowing in this show, but come on, this is our foreshadowing to John's parentage or whatever. Okay, wait. I have a question. Who do you think John's parents are?
Oh, you're anyone that is still asking this question is a Ashara Dane truther, right? Because it's clearly Lyanna.
Thank you. All right, that's all I needed to know. That's all I needed to know. I'm a big hater on that theory. Like I've made multiple videos on that because like I just get comments or I'll like see it and we'll talk about it on stream sometimes and I'm just like, guys.
I think it's
like
a fun
read. It's a fun, interesting theory, but at the same time, like Ashara is named 5 times in the entire series. Like I don't. John's parents and Ashara is barely mentioned. I don't know. All right, we're getting off topic. I just wanted to know that. But all right, did we miss anybody?
I don't think there's anyone left now. I think we got it all because I think the rest will make it.
No, hold on. We missed one.
Ooh.
Are the others going to survive the Winds of Winter?
Yeah, probably.
But
I think it's quite likely.
Main ones. Yeah.
That was everything we have for today. Thank you, Eric, so much for joining me. Definitely down to do something like this in the future.
Always.
Again, and you out there, definitely go and subscribe to the Grease Goblins channel. And yeah, thank you guys for watching. Take care.
And also, subscribe and like on this channel right now before you click off. Right there. Okay.
Thank you, bro.
Bye, guys.
Bye. See ya.